Hello and welcome to the most amazing places on Google Earth. But this time, we will not go through friendly wonders or famous tourist attractions. I am sure that the places that will appear in this video, if not buried by difficult geography, tense politics, or unimaginable bizarre events, would have become the greatest wonders of mankind. If you're ready for a journey to explore the dark side of the Earth, don't forget to like, share, and follow to start your quest for virtual open destinations on Google Earth. Let's get started. Outdoor Art Goldwell Open Air Museum, Rhyolite, Death Valley, USA. Deep in the dry heart of Nevada, where time feels frozen and the sun erases every mark, lies a place called the Goldwell Open Air Museum. It is not a typical museum, but an outdoor art exhibition set at the edge of the ghost town of Rhyolite and the gateway to Death Valley. Though it exists in the real world, this site is almost impossible to pinpoint on Google Earth. It has no labeled name, no clear markers, and many sculptures appear blurry, warped, or entirely missing due to outdated imagery or poor resolution. The museum was founded in 1984 by Belgian artist Albert Schukowski in collaboration with European colleagues. Their surreal installations include ghostly white figures in a Last Supper tableau, a solitary golden woman, a giant rusted iron bicycle, and a piano player with no audience under the open sky. Although iconic in real life, Google Earth often fails to show them intact. Harsh sunlight, ground color blending, and outdated image data render Goldwell nearly invisible to satellite view. It becomes a surreal oasis, real but unseen by satellites. Reserved for those who dare to explore beyond the screen. Serpent d'Ocean, Plage de Saint-Brevin, France. On the shore of Saint-Brevin in western France, a mysterious creature coils beneath the tidal wave Serpent d'Ocean, the ocean serpent. Stretching over 420 feet, its aluminum skeleton slithers through sand and surf, as though it has crawled up from an ancient abyss, offering an eerie and dreamlike beauty. Though it resembles a fossilized creature, Serpent d'Ocean is actually a contemporary artwork created in 2012 by Chinese artist Huang Yongping. It is part of the Estuaire Coastal Art Project, designed to link humans with nature through large-scale installations and living landscapes. Over time, the metal structure has collected algae, oysters, and marine life, gradually blending into its natural surroundings, as though erected by nature itself thousands of years ago. What makes this site elusive on digital maps is the way it conceals itself in satellite imagery. On Google Earth, the giant snake rarely shows clearly. Tide levels often mismatch photo timing, making it blurred or completely submerged. Serpent d'Ocean becomes a symbol that cannot be captured fully through technology, appearing only when nature allows somewhere between illusion and reality. Bratton Camp and Whitehorse, UK. On a hill nearly 800 feet above sea level in Wiltshire, England, stands one of Britain's most iconic cultural symbols, the Bratton Camp in Whitehorse. The giant white horse figure stretches nearly 180 feet long and 170 feet tall, carved into the hillside by removing turf to reveal the pure chalk beneath. It stands adjacent to Bratton Camp, an Iron Age oval hill fort with a perimeter of over half a mile, once a strategic vantage point overlooking the plain. Thought to have been created in the late 18th century, many researchers believe it replaced an even older horse figure that stood for hundreds of years before. Its northern orientation aligns with the site of the Battle of Ethandun in 878, where King Alfred the Great defeated the Vikings, layering it with national and spiritual meaning. On Google Earth, Bratton Whitehorse can be seen, but only sometimes clearly. The sloping terrain, fast-growing grass, and low-resolution satellite images often cause the shape to fade into the green hillside, rendering it like a haunting, dreamlike silhouette. Mount Kailash, Tibet, China. Rising to over 21,700 feet in remote Tibetan terrain, Mount Kailash is more than a geological wonder. It is one of the most sacred peaks on Earth. Revered by four major religions, Buddhism, Hinduism, Jainism, and Bon Kailash is considered the cosmic axis, inhabited by gods and at the spiritual center of the world. In Hindu myth, it is the meditation seat of Shiva. In Tibetan Buddhism, it is seen as the palace of the deity Chakrasambhara. Though it is a pilgrimage destination for thousands each year, no one has ever climbed to its summit. Tibetan law in its sacredness strictly prohibit ascent. Curiously, even on Google Earth, where Everest or the Amazon appear in sharp detail, Kailash seems digitally blank. High blur imagery, obscured zones, or inability to zoom in are common. It is as if an invisible barrier on digital maps shields the sacred mountain. With symmetrical ridges, pyramid-like summit, and perfect form, many believe Kailash is not just a natural peak, but an ancient engineered structure or cosmic construct beyond human comprehension. Digitally, it remains mysterious, unscalable, untouchable, and nearly invisible. What mysteries has Google Earth not revealed? Subscribe and uncover the buried truth. The mysterious pentagram, Kazakhstan. A mysterious image once shook online communities and map explorers alike. A massive five-pointed star etched into the barren desert of Kazakhstan, visible with astonishing precision. Measuring nearly 1,200 feet in diameter, this enormous star appears razor-sharp on Google Earth, like a symbol of ritual, religion, or perhaps even military significance. Yet it has no label, no name, and no descriptive data attached. Even stranger, the area surrounding it shows no roads, no signs of habitation, no buildings, nothing that might suggest a way in or out. Without exact coordinates or insider knowledge, reaching the site in person would be nearly impossible. For years, this star has fueled countless theories. Some say it's tied to secret cults. Others point to remnants of a Soviet military base. And some believe it's a form of land art created specifically for satellites. One theory suggests it may have been part of an abandoned Soviet-era resort, with walkways deliberately designed in the shape of a star. But why the image appears so clearly while Google Earth provides absolutely no context remains a mystery. This lack of transparency, both in origin and in digital mapping, has turned the pentagram into a symbol of digital inaccessibility. It exists in plain view beneath the satellite lens, yet in the realm of virtual exploration, it is as unreachable as ever. Uluchichya, Inner Mongolia, China. In the desolate, windswept plains of Inner Mongolia, China, there lies a set of coordinates quietly passed around among digital explorers like a sacred secret, Uluchichya. When zooming in on satellite imagery, what first appears as an empty expanse suddenly reveals a massive yin-yang symbol etched into the earth so precise, it seems less the work of human hands and more the creation of some higher force. Spiraling lines stretch across the landscape, evoking a sense of ancient balanced light and dark, order and chaos, dancing in cosmic rhythm. No roads lead to this place, no visible traces of human activity. The satellite map offers only the image, no labels, no explanations, no names. Google Earth sees it, but does not explain it. This symbol appears only to those patient enough to search, and perceptive enough to feel its hidden presence through the silence of the terrain. Some believe this was once the site of an ancient astronomical observatory, or perhaps a sacred energy point, where earth and sky meet in harmony. Uluchichya is not just a location, it is a symbolic gateway, a digital seal hidden in plain sight, defying every GPS system, and awakening a curiosity that never sleeps in the hearts of true explorers. The Boneyard, Tucson, Arizona, USA. In the sun-scorched desert of Tucson, Arizona, lies one of the most extraordinary military zones on Earth, the Boneyard, the largest aircraft graveyard on the planet. This is the final resting place for over 4,000 retired U.S. military aircraft, sprawled across more than 3,200 acres. From B-52 strategic bombers and reconnaissance planes to F-14 and F-16 fighter jets that once soared through some of America's most pivotal battles, each aircraft here has a story etched in metal. But their role doesn't end with retirement. Many are still maintained in a state of readiness, capable of being reactivated if needed, while others are dismantled to supply critical parts to active squadrons around the world. From above, the Boneyard appears on Google Earth like a massive coded military diagram. Planes are arranged in spirals, crisscross grids, or perfectly aligned rows as if orchestrated by some unseen force. Some areas show only faint shadows buried in the sand. while others are blurred, limited in zoom, or missing data altogether, a clear sign of satellite censorship for national security reasons. This place is more than a graveyard. It's a monument to military power, part deterrent, part reserve force. Though its existence is public, the Boneyard remains one of the most elusive coordinates in the digital world, where even satellites can only glimpse through a veil of secrecy and control. If you're still with us this far, you're a true explorer. Hit follow to continue this journey of conquest. Lago Vermelho, Iraq. On the outskirts of Sadr City, once one of the bloodiest regions in Iraq, lies a blood-red lake that sent chills through the online map exploration community when it suddenly appeared on Google Earth around 2007. Not particularly large in size, yet the lake's deep crimson hue stood out hauntingly against the bleak desert and gray sprawl surrounding it, like an open wound on a land still scarred by war. Scientists offered several explanations: high salt content combined with halophilic red algae, or perhaps chemical runoff from nearby livestock processing plants. But no official confirmation ever came. What deepened the mystery was the satellite imagery itself eventually blurred, altered, or replaced entirely, as if someone had deliberately erased its presence. The silence surrounding it fueled speculation about political censorship and hidden truths in a region long fraught with conflict. Among digital explorers and satellite sleuths, the lake became more than a geographical anomaly. It was seen by some as an omen, a bad sign rooted in Middle Eastern folklore. Others called it the blood of war's soul, a spectral symbol for the countless lives lost in nearby clashes. Real or imagined, the Red Lake of Iraq remains an eerie coordinate, visible yet veiled, a ghostly portal caught between memory and censorship. Do you dare to go to these places? Comment now and share with your friends who love mysterious travel. Sandy Island, South Pacific. In the vast emptiness of the South Pacific, there once existed an island known as Sandy Island, a cartographic phantom that confounded scientists, sailors, and satellite maps for over 2 centuries. First recorded by Captain James Cook on September 15, 1774. Sandy Island faithfully appeared on naval charts and digital maps for generations, positioned between New Caledonia and Australia, a seemingly permanent feature of the ocean. But the mystery deepened in the 20th century, as explorers and research vessels consistently failed to find any physical trace of the island, despite its coordinates remaining fixed in navigation systems. On Google Earth, the region where Sandy Island should be appears as a strange black void, sometimes glitching, as if the system itself couldn't process what wasn't or shouldn't be there. Bouvet Island. In a modern world where nearly every corner has been charted by satellites and digital maps, Bouvet Island remains a blank space, a ghost on the grid. From above, Google Earth shows nothing but a stationary cloud, or a strangely blurred smudge. Though it bears an official name on world maps, Bouvet has no recognizable shape, a legend in limbo, leaving digital explorers staring in silence. Located over 1,600 kilometers from the nearest land, Bouvet is the most isolated place on Earth. Claimed by Norway in 1927, it has since resisted all efforts of permanent habitation. No people, no large animals, no green life, only jagged cliffs, howling winds, and unforgiving seas relentless for nearly 365 days a year. In 1955, a British expedition attempted to set foot on the island. A blizzard forced them to retreat within hours. Then, in 1964, a lifeboat was found washed ashore by the South African Navy. But there were no people, no debris, no explanation. To modern-day armchair adventurers, Bouvet isn't a destination, it's a question. A silent enigma adrift in the icy South Atlantic, where even modern technology fails to pull back the veil on what truly exists, or doesn't. Though digital maps have nearly painted the entire picture of our world, some puzzle pieces remain adrift, fragments that Google Earth can capture, but never truly touch. From phantom coordinates drifting in the ocean, sacred peaks forever out of reach, to lands shrouded in their own mystery, these places remind us that Earth still holds secrets no technology can decode. And no human has ever fully known. Like, subscribe, and ring the bell to keep exploring the impossible with us, where science and imagination step side by side into a great adventure. We'll see you in the next video.